A big welcome to all of you. I'm Lisa Shirley, Community Manager for Formula Botanica, and I'm here with the lovely Beatrice.
Hi everyone, it's a pleasure to be here with you today.
We are going to be going through everything you need to set up your home lab for the masterclass, and it's kind of a trick title because really it is so simple. There is not a lot to do. We really just want you to get started. So we're going to be showing you why that is absolutely possible in this live and help you along your way. And we have some slides to do that. Now, before we start, I want everyone in the comments to let me know where you are signing in from and if you have your masterclass workbook, which you can get, which is in the link in the bio. Wherever you're watching, there should be a link, and the lovely Elisiani that is in the comments is going to be leaving the link to register for the masterclass as we speak in a minute. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so how to set up your home lab. Beatrice and Lisa, we've already done intros. Right, now everyone watching can make formulations in their home lab. We see it all the time. The proof is in the pudding in our online communities. And if you do that, you can make the masterclass cream that we are running at the moment. This is everyone that has made the cream in the past. They've had so much fun. It is across a course of 10 lessons where we show you to make your very own sea buckthorn masterclass cream. And as you can see, loads of people have done it in their home spaces. So I don't want anyone to be worrying that you can't do it, because people always do that. And if all these people have done it before, then everyone watching this live can do it as well. Right, so who has the masterclass workbook? I'm going to be checking in the comments. If you download this book, it has everything in it. It has the ingredients. We give you an ingredients list. We tell you what you need. We give you all the ton of tips. We give you some homework to do as we go through the lessons. And it's just a free workbook. There is so much content and value in this book, isn't there, Beatrice, that they can get right now if they just click on the link.
Yeah, exactly. When you sign in, you just need to open your study area and you find the link for your workbook so you can download it, read it, and get excited to get started.
Exactly. Okay, so what does everyone need to think about, Beatrice, when they think about their space? Because we know we have a lot of people saying, like, do I need this? Do I need that? Do I need to have a professional, home lab to get started? And this is very much, at the beginner stage here. So what are one of the things that people need to be thinking about? We'll start with formulation space.
Well, for you to get started, you don't need anything fancy. You don't need complicated equipment or a professional space. You need to get started first so you can use any place in your own home that it's easy to clean and keep tidy. So if you have a table, a desk, anywhere that you can have enough space to put your materials in, your scales, your equipment, your ingredients, then if you can keep it clean, keep it tidy, keep it organized, then it's enough for you to get started. That's what's most important now. Keep it clean so you can get started and make your own sea buckthorn cream.
Exactly. And I just want to give a few shouts out to the people I can see in the comments. We've got Jen from Canada, Ad Barton, I think we have, from Holland. Amazing. People from Oregon. I can see Jamila, Octavia, Anna, Jacqueline. Gorgeous names, by the way. Lovely mix. We have a huge international online community signing into all of our lives and doing all of our free masterclasses, and we absolutely love it. I've got South Africa here. Lots of people from Canada today, which is lovely. I can see people saying that they didn't receive the link to the masterclass workbook, or wherever you're watching from, you should be able to see the link in the description, and Lisiani is going to share it in the comments as well. So hello everyone, and I can see that a few people do already have their workbook, which is amazing. If you do, go into our Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind Facebook group, post it up, and we want to see your workbook selfie. So we want to see you are downloading that book. We don't just want to hear it, we want to be able to see it as well. Super, super, super easy. Okay, so number 2, Beatrice, equipment. So everyone thinks they need complicated equipment, but how do we simplify it in the masterclass for them?
Well, when you download your workbook, you have more details about the equipment you need to get started, but it's very simple. You need very few tools to get started. So you only need scales, a few beakers, and something to stir your cream. So it's very easy. Don't get worried. Everything is very easy to find. So if you don't already have those tools in your kitchen, you can easily find them and buy them to get started. So don't worry about that. Check your workbook and you see every detail there about what you need to make your cream.
Exactly. And for people who need the link, I can see that Eliziani's dropped it in the comments, so you'll be able to grab it there and download your workbook right now.
Yeah.
So we've kind of covered supplies as well, but what do we say about keeping things simple? Because people always kind of overcomplicate it. And you can see an example I've added here is someone that has just put their ingredients to the side that they're going to use, has like cleared a space. And that is really what we want people to do when they start.
Yeah. Well, for materials, as I said, you need simple tools and your ingredients. So in your study area, you find a supplier guide with the supplier with kits for your masterclass. So you have all the ingredients there for you to get started. For this masterclass, we decided to make it very simple. So this cream has only very few ingredients. So you don't need 20 or 30 ingredients in your formulation. You can get started very easily. So
and you can
in
always
your
get
workbook,
excited about using more ingredients as we go, but we're keeping it
yeah,
simple for now. But yeah, it's totally fine to get excited from it. So don't
yeah,
worry, we don't want to
exactly.
hold you back.
So as you've seen, the main message here is keep things simple. You don't need much to get started. When you get started and feel confident and comfortable, then you can improve your formulations and add other things and start buying more ingredients, test other things.
Yeah.
You see that when you get started, you get excited to try many wonderful ingredients out there, especially plant oils, essential oils, hydrosols. We'll cover more about them in the masterclass.
Absolutely.
But for now, we're trying to keep it simple for you. So we are giving a list of the ingredients you need. Everything is in your workbook, in your study area. So don't worry. Just
Everything
check
is
there
online.
what everything you need is there.
And I can see Eliziani's dropped those comments in there. So you shouldn't be able to, you shouldn't be missing it. It's right in front of you. Just check the comments because the link to your masterclass workbook and everything you need is right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so your actual, this is another formulation space that someone has created themselves. And you can see they put all their oils on the top. This is someone that's probably done the masterclass. And then you can see they've got a little bit more equipment and they created a space that is just for them to kind of do the cream and focus on formulation. And that is really the message we want to get across. So what can people use, Beatrice, to make their space safe?
Well, as I said, you need somewhere that you can keep clean. So it's better if you can get a surface that's easy to clean, and you can use alcohol spray solution and just to sanitize it. That isn't very complicated. So it should be easy for you to just find somewhere where you can sit, you can get started, have some time. It's more important for you to feel comfortable in your formulation space and to be able just to keep it organized and clean enough to get started. That's what's most important for now. Then later we'll explain more about how to sanitize your equipment and everything you need. But just so you know, you don't need to get worried about professional stuff or anything too fancy. You only need a space that you can keep organized and clean.
Exactly.
That's what's important, really.
And can people use what they have in their home? Like, can they use
Yeah.
anything they can find?
Yeah, sure. As I said, you can use any table or desk or maybe some space in your kitchen, as long as you can keep that space for formulating while you're doing it and keep it clean, as I said, because, well, you don't want to be formulating at the same time you're cooking, for example. So it's important you find a space where you'll be working on your formulation only at the moment, so you can guarantee that you won't be contaminating your formulation or your food or anything like that. So
Exactly. And what other things do people kind of like need to consider when they're started? I mean, the message is to keep it simple, but what kind of tips would you give people when they're thinking about making masterclass cream?
as I said, just keep it simple. You need a place where you can keep it clean. You don't need lots of equipment, so don't worry about getting fancy stuff. All the information you need is in the workbook. As I said, you need to find a space where you can focus on what you're doing. and keep your ingredients, your equipment, your tools clean and organized while you're formulating. So try to find a space that is calm, that where you won't have movement of people in your house, or where you won't have pets jumping in the desk or in the table where you're working on. These are very simple things just for you to have in mind. Of course, I know that every everyone has different spaces in their home, so you feel free to adapt your space as you can, and don't be worried if you can't get the perfect space in the first moment, because you're only getting started. So that's what's most important now. Get started, then you see what you need and adapt your formulation space as you go along. But don't worry too much about it now. That's
Okay.
the message I
I
want
can,
to bring to
I
you
can see
today.
exactly, and I can see a few people saying they can't find the workbook. The workbook is in your study area, so you just need to register, get your ticket, sign up, and then you can download your workbook, your ingredients list, and everything. We've made it super, super simple, so everyone should be able to register really easily.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Beatrice. Okay. Oh, slides are stuck. There we go. Okay, so we've covered equipment, and I've just listed 4 here that we actually include in the masterclass. And people always get so excited about one of these, either measuring the pH, like beakers, using a whisk for the first time, getting their first like little mini set of scales. But how do we cover equipment in the masterclass? Like, how do we show them exactly what they need as they go along?
Well, you have a lesson specifically for telling you about equipment and what you need. Also, we have another live next week. I think it's Monday, Lisa.
We have a
Just
live on
permitting.
Monday to cover ingredients, and then we have one after that to cover equipment. So I'll be going
Okay.
into some more detail as we get going.
Yeah, so we'll go into more detail about equipment there, but just a few examples here to show you basic equipment we use while formulating. So pH strips, because when you use water in your formulations, um, you need to check the pH and see if it's suitable for your skin and for your ingredients as well. But don't worry about that now. We'll cover that later in the masterclass. So just so you know that this is a basic equipment for any formulator. And you need beakers, which are the vessels where you make your formulations in. They can be made of glass or plastic. There are various types and sizes of beakers. So these are very basic as well. And for the masterclass, we'll be using a simple whisk to mix your cream. So again, that's a very simple tool that you can find in any place where you buy tools for your kitchen. Nothing fancy. You don't need any specialized equipment or homogenizers, anything like that. You can start with a simple whisk. So
Great.
that's amazing. And for last, we have scales, because you see in the masterclass, we'll explain more about it. When we are formulating and we want to make safe formulations, you need to weigh your ingredients, because out there you see in blogs or other places in the internet, formulations or recipes, as some people call them, using measurements in volumes like spoons or cups, and these can cause a lot of variation. And that's why we use scales in cosmetic formulation, because you can get more accurate measurements, so you can guarantee that you're using the right amounts of each ingredient, so you can guarantee that your formulation is safe.
Exactly.
So to get started, you don't need fancy scales. You can get some cheap jewelry scales. These are small scales that are very easy to find. They are not expensive. They are very affordable. And the only thing is that they need to go to 2 decimal places, because we'll be measuring things in very small amounts, like essential oils, for example. And we don't measure anything in drops. So as we need to weight a very small amount, then you need scales for that. So, well, we'll go into more detail about that in the masterclass and in the next slide about equipment. But I wanted to give you a flavor about what we'll be talking about.
No, that's great.
So
And
you
just to repeat,
excited about equipment a little bit.
exactly. Yeah, and we have all of this that people can download as well. And I can see people starting to ask questions. If you do have any questions, please drop them and we will answer them, at the end of the live. So thank you to everyone that's dropped their question already. So if you do have one, now is your time to leave it for us. Okay, great. Moving on. So I just want to share some pictures of our masterclass kit. Now you can find these when you register and get your ticket as well. We have supplies all over the world. We've done our best to cover as many countries as possible. So you just need to download that list. Obviously, you might have a supplier in your country or one nearer to you, and you can get your kit. And it's everything you need to make your cream, everything you need to make the masterclass thing. So you don't need to worry. You can use what you have at home. You can get it. You can source this individually, but we've just tried to make it as simple as possible for you because we know sometimes it can be hard to get ingredients. So if you are lucky to grab one of these kits, I would, if you're thinking about doing it, I would suggest doing it sooner rather than later because they will run out at some point. We sometimes run out really quickly. So if you want to get your kit, if you want to make this cream, grab your kit right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to show you as well an example of someone that did the masterclass, was a beginner, Sarah Taylor. She is amazing. She's one of our students now. She now has a brand called Pomoja. And this is her saying she's getting ready to formulate a night cream in my home lab. She's just got a very simple space near a sink, ready to go. I think this was like 2 years before she actually created her brand. And as we go to the next slide, you can see how it started and now how it's going. From just making a cream at home with a couple of ingredients, a little bit of equipment, she now has her own brand. And I've just finished her cleanser, which is in the middle of the first picture. It was absolutely amazing. I was so sad to finish it. And I know she's won Beauty Shortlist Award. She's won awards around the world. She's based in the UK, but she's absolutely amazing. She's a mum of 2. And she considers that to be really important, but she's also just had this dream of creating a brand for so long, and she's just adding products to her product line as we go. And so it is absolutely possible to just start with learning how to make one small cream, and then really, the world is your oyster. And I know Beatrice sees like tons of students coming in and out of our community as well. So how achievable is this if someone's thinking they just want to start formulating and they're not quite sure what could happen in the future?
The most important is for you to get started. And when you get started, you see if you really like it. Possibly yes, because, well, we are here because of that, because we love formulation. And then when you learn more about it and maybe you want to create your own brand and get started to work professionally with cosmetics, that's totally achievable. As Lisa said, many of our students start their own brand, and you don't need too much for that. You don't need anything too fancy. It's achievable to create your own brand. Of course, depending on the region or country you're at, there are different regulations. But in some places, you can start in your own home as long as you follow a set of rules of good manufacturing practices. But we cover all that in our courses. So that's not something you need to worry for now. The first thing is to get started. Then, as you go along, you learn more about the details for you to create your own brand and to get professional with formulation. But when you're first starting out, the most important thing is to just keep things clean so you know that the products you're formulating are safe for you and are not contaminated in any way. So you don't need to worry about getting a professional space in the first moment, but you know that it's something that is achievable and it's not too difficult to get if you want to in the future.
Absolutely. And just thank you to Eliziani. I can see she's answering some of your queries in the comments as well, but keep your questions coming. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so there's another person that actually went on to start their own brand, Bridget, and this is one of the first pictures she put on. You can see she's got the masterclass ingredients. I think she might have the starter kit in there that we actually give to our students, and she just packed it all in a space above her scale, and she's ready to go. And the picture on the right is a picture of her kind of like 2 years later. She's holding a couple of her products, and she's changed her life. And we just wanted to put that in to show you really don't need a large space to start a dream, essentially. So these are really good examples to take away if you have been thinking about starting creating in your home labs. And this is another simple setup from someone did the masterclass. This is Jennifer, who says, I'm all set up for the masterclass and ready to go. And look how simple this is. Just scales on the left, what she's going to use in the middle. She's got some ways to the right in her own area. So it's, we don't want to repeat ourselves too much, but it's worth just really getting that message in. You just need a little area for yourself and you are absolutely good to go.
Yeah.
And this is another one of our graduates, this is Leslie, who started Bella Botanicals. She actually has a wonderful video she did with us where she created her little home formulation space downstairs. And I think Eliziani is going to share that with you as well. We actually interviewed her about her brand, and then we did a tour of her home lab, which is in the lower basement part of her house. And she's literally changed her life. She sells all over America now. I think she might be actually international. Now she says here, I started this out in my kitchen upstairs. My dining room is Bella Botanicals headquarters. It's very simplistic, but it works for me. And now she's underneath, she's gone to the basement, but she's taken it over and she's selling products all over the country. So it really has changed her life. And as it says in the title, everyone starts in the same place. So you are all exactly the same as Leslie. This is another person that did the masterclass. This is the wonderful Makisha Francis, who created Carlex Naturals. I mean, you can just see it there. I won't go through it again. We don't sell the lava lamp. That is not something that is actually hers. She's put that in the middle. But we have another how it started and how it's going. She actually has her own brand now, I think in America, and she's selling all over. She has about 25 products. She's doing so well. And she's gone into the hair care space. And she, again, just another person that's changed her life just from trying to formulate and figuring out actually what they could do, which is really, really incredible. And we love seeing that in our community. This is actually someone that's got one of our last masterclass kits. And obviously they say, I'm so over the moon, it's coming together, their little lab. I was finally able to correctly measure my essential oils with my jewelry scale. And we'll go into that. We won't cover it in this live. Loads of people measure essential oils wrong. And we cover all of that in the masterclass and tell you exactly what scales to get as well. So don't worry. Just an example of us being able to show you what can happen. And this is an example just to show how we want to show different spaces. So make it work for you. Everyone has, big space, small space. Everyone has family, husbands, partners, children running around. Just try and find a little space that you can dedicate to yourself as you go through the masterclass. And I think the next slide will show that as well. So create your formulation space. We can see the first person has taken over a kitchen cupboard, second person taking over a desk, third person is going to the pro territory by getting a little lab coat. They are really ready to go. And the fourth person is just fallen in love with ingredients and created a whole different bunch of labels, which is so fun to do. But yeah, do whatever you want to do, guys. And we want to see your formulation spaces. So take a picture of it, post it in Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind group. Let us know you're doing the masterclass so we can get all those pictures in and we can give you shout outs on our social media because we really, really, really love seeing those. And this is another two final ones. This is Sarah who says office and lab space ready to go. So we could show you so many of these in our communities. We'll be here for an hour, but we want to take some of your questions. So we're going to end it there and go into a Q&A. But if we haven't got that message to you that it is absolutely possible to be able to create your home lab, I don't know what we've done here because we see thousands of people that have done it already in our communities. Okay, so I'm just
I think the most important thing here is that you need to take the first step. If you dream to maybe have a brand, start a brand, and start formulating, you have to start somewhere. And if this place is your home, it's a small desk, anywhere where you can get started, that's where you get started. You don't need to put too many blocks in your road if you want to start formulating. Just start where you can, adapt your space, and that's where you get started. And then as you go along, you start to improve your place, start buying equipment or finding a bigger place for your formulating space. But then you see what you need as you go along. You don't need too much to get started. I think that's what's most important here today.
We should have called it. We should have called that as the title of the live. Okay, so we're going to put some questions. I found about 10 that people have left, all different. So let's go through them now. So Rhonda says, where do we add pictures of our lab space? I think actually Rhonda's already done this because I saw Eliziani reply, but it's in the Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind group. She has added in the comments. That is our Facebook group for all of you taking part in the masterclass. And you'll see a ton of people have already added their workbook selfies and their formulation space, but add yours as well. Just add it, let us know you're doing the masterclass, and we'll give you a little shout out. So thank you so much for doing that, Rhonda. I think you've actually done it already, but I would love other people to see that, do that as well. And the link to the Facebook group is in the comments, so just have a little look, and Liziani's left it there for you. Okay, so Janine asks, how do I know when these preliminary live presentations are? I think she's talking about this live. So if you're part of the masterclass, when you register, we will notify you when lives occur. So just grab your ticket, register, and we will send an email to you and let you know when we're going live. And there'll be a list of lives as well that you'll be able to follow up with, so you can add it to your diary. And the next one we have is going to be talking about ingredients. That's going to be amazing, because we go through each ingredient and tell you why it is fantastic. And that one is on Monday, I believe, at 6 p.m. UK time. And then after that, we have one on ingredients. So we really are, equipment. So we really are covering everything. There's too many. Oh, this is Rhonda again. She says, hello from the USA, and I got my kit from, is it Dolphine Organics? Is that how you pronounce it? Amazing, Rhonda. Well done. You are doing so well. Okay. Gongan, I'm going to say, asks, any form of licensing needed to sell cosmetics? Now, I'm going to take this one because this is a big question. We can't really cover that in this live, but we do have our Diploma in Business Beauty Brand Management, where we cover everything like that. If you want to have a think about licensing and get started, if you go to our blog page, and if you go to our website and then just type in licensing, you should get some tips on where you can go initially. But our Diploma in Beauty Business Brand Management does cover everything. That is a really big question, because obviously there's different countries, different things to consider. But we do definitely cover that in a lot of materials that we have and in our courses as well. So sorry, we can't go too much into that, otherwise we really would be here too much. Sorry, Beatrice, I will get some questions to you as well. Oh, Deborah says, I'm in the UK and got my kit from Aromantic. They are brilliant if anyone needs a nudge. There you go. So this is tried and tested. These are people that have bought it. We haven't asked these people to come into the live. Okay. So Chris says, I missed a bit, but can I use Steramine spray for sanitizing my equipment? And does it have to soak? Where can I find some guidance on this? Beatrice, what would we suggest?
No, usually we only use rubbing alcohol solution for spraying your materials. We avoid using other types of sanitizers because they can leave residues in your materials that can interact with your ingredients. And as alcohol evaporates and doesn't leave any residues, that's what we prefer to use. So
sorry,
that answers you. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, let's just find the next question. So DCJ asks, is this different from what we will learn in the main diploma? I mean, I would say yes, but I'll let Beatrice take that one.
Yeah, the masterclass is something we prepared for you that's very simple, just for you to get started and see if you like formulating. And then in our diplomas, we'll cover a range of different types of formulation, and we'll give you more about the theory and explain you more details about them. You have a Facebook group, which we call an online classroom, where you find support from your colleagues and from us as well. You have a forum dedicated where you can ask your questions that will be answered by our tutors. And well, we have lots of resources for you. We have a library with an ingredients directory. We have lots of materials for you when you enroll with us. But well, I think that answers it.
Yeah, it
it's
does.
A little bit different from the masterclass.
Absolutely. Okay, so Omoro asks, when the masterclass starts on April the 25th, can we get a text since there is a time difference? So none of our lessons are live for the masterclass. We obviously are an online international community, so we want to honor that, and everything is pre-recorded. They will go live in the sense they'll be available UK time at 2 p.m. on Thursday the 25th, the first 3 lessons, and then we'll kind of continue that over a period of a week and a bit. But they are all pre-recorded and ready to go, so they will just go live. So wherever you are in the world, you can wake up, or maybe you'll be awake at that time, and you can start watching from then. So I don't want anyone to worry about missing anything. Everything is pre-recorded, so you don't need to worry. Same for Maria. Maria's asking the same thing. Don't worry, all be recorded. Okay, so Wynette asks, where can I get the ingredients for the upcoming masterclass in South Africa? So, Beatrice, where would we direct Wynette to?
Well, you can take a look in your study area. We have supplier kits and suppliers that have the masterclass kits in many places. I'm sorry, I don't remember about specific places, but if I'm not wrong, we have something in South Africa, so you can have a look there and see if you can find something near you. I hope you do.
Yes.
So just have a look and see if it's there.
I think this question is going to be too big for us, but when selling products from home, do you have to include your home address in your labels packaging? Is there alternative options? So there's so many things to unpack here. There's too many things to answer here, but I would take it, I'll look at our beauty business brand management diploma, which is on the courses page, but we do obviously cover that as well in our entrepreneur program, but there is so much to answer here, and every country is different as well. So I would say follow the masterclass, start with that, because we'll talk a little bit about beauty branding, what you need to consider in different countries, and then start with that, and then maybe like go larger, because there is a lot to unpack and a lot of different things to consider internationally. So stick with the masterclass first, Chris, and then we will help you with your journey. Okay. Also, Rhonda asks, so I've already started a skincare business. Should I take the entire set of courses, or are there advanced degree courses? So we have an entrepreneur program, Rhonda, that encompasses everything you need to consider in terms of formulation and creating a brand. In our entrepreneur program, it's a set of 5 courses, and that will come live, I think, 2nd of, oh no, might be before then. I'll double check, but have a check on the website. I think it's actually in the beginning of May. But that one really is the entrepreneur program that you need to do if you're considering starting a brand. But if you email us, we'll really be able to guide you and help you through what might be the best decision for you, because you can take different steps leading up to that. So if you email us, and that goes for anyone watching, at hello@formulabotanica.com, send us an email, send us a query, and just let us know where you are in your timeline of creating a brand or thinking about creating a brand, and we'll be able to just guide you and help you through. And everyone you get through to on the help desk has done the courses already, so they've probably been in the same situation as you. They're really, really super helpful, and Liziane in the comments is one of those people. She is fantastic. So just to send us a question, don't worry about it. Okay. I'm not going to put this up, but I'll answer it. Someone asked about a certificate for the masterclass. We don't do that. We do that for our main courses. We save that for our main courses because we don't know if you've actually completed the masterclass, but we do know if you've completed the courses. So you'll only get a certificate if you complete our courses, but we are sorry about that. Okay, so Janine says, my kit didn't come with the pH strips. Do I need them? So Beatrice, what advice would we give?
Yeah, I think Lisiane already answered that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's recommended if you can get pH strips, and usually they are very easy to find. They aren't expensive as well, so
okay, great.
That answers it.
I think we've come to the end of the questions, but there's one left, which is a great question to end on. This is Mary that says, do I need knowledge in chemistry to take the formulation course or do the masterclass? Beatrice, what do we say?
No, you don't need any previous knowledge on formulation or chemistry to take the masterclass lessons. It's very simple. It's made for you to just start and get excited about formulation, because that's what we are here for. And don't worry, you don't need to worry about chemistry at this point.
Absolutely. And I can see a question here from Awaken. It says, I'm ordering my kit from Making Cosmetics in the US, and it states a pre-order to be shipped out the week of the 23rd. Do I need the kit on the 25th? So the masterclass is going to run for a while, over a period of about 10 days. So if you're not ready, you don't have your equipment on the 25th, don't worry. You can just take part, watch the lessons, like have fun with us. We give you time to complete it. You don't have to watch lessons 1, 2, 3 on the 25th and then 4, 5, 6, 2 days later. We give you a period to watch it, a very generous period. So just get your kit as soon as you can, because those kits do sell out, and we will be there having fun with you. Join the Facebook group, have fun in there, just post pictures, watch what other people are doing, and just take part as much as you can. So don't worry, you have plenty of time to do it. We have an Amazon store as well. If you just Google Formula Botanica Amazon, it will pop up and show you the link of the country that you're based in, and you can get kit in there, you can get the ingredients, we have suggestions for equipment and stuff like that. We really have tried to make it like as simple as possible, so no one should have any trouble sourcing anything, and just have fun as you go. So I hope everyone will jump into the Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind, show us your workbook selfie, show us your kit when you get it, and join our next live that we're going to be having on Monday, 6 p.m. UK time. We're going to be talking about all the ingredients that we offer in the Masterclass kit as well, and give you like a brief kind of like preview of the kit, which is kind of exciting.
And show us your formulation space as well.
Yeah, show us your formulation space. Well done, Beatrice, good memory. And we want to see those as well. Just let us know what you've set up when you actually get your kit, and like where you decided to make it, where you decided to kind of take over a space in your home. We definitely would love to see that. And we will see you all in the Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind. Thank you much, everyone.